to imitate God, to be kind-hearted, to be kind to one another. My dear brothers and sisters, in today's reading, St. Paul is telling each and every one of us to imitate God, to imitate Christ. Christ came into the world as a model, as an example for every one of us. And all of us have looked up to Him. All of us have listened to Him. All of us have been edified, impressed by Christ in many, many different ways. And St. Paul, in today's letter to the Ephesians, chapter 4 and chapter 5, he speaks about that we are all called to imitate Christ, imitate God. And there are a number of ways that we can surely imitate God. But in today's reading, he talks about 5 important areas that we need to imitate God. The first important area, St. Paul tells us to imitate God, to be kind-hearted, to be kind to one another. It is not always easy to be kind to one another. And that is precisely why St. Paul is telling us that we must learn to be like Christ by being kind-hearted. And also, secondly, he says, not only we must be kind-hearted, but also we must be tender-hearted. Tender-hearted simply means that along with being kind, we should also be very, very gentle with people, to be sensitive to the needs, to the concerns, and to the problems that people face in life. And the moment we learn to be kind-hearted and tender-hearted, almost spontaneously, we would be able to enter into a very healthy relationship, a Christian relationship with one another. And then the Lord is telling us to forgive. And forgiveness is perhaps one of the challenging things the Lord is telling us. And yet, when we forgive, we truly become divine. And that is the challenge the Lord is placing before us, learning to forgive one another just like Christ has forgiven us. And the fourth one the Lord is asking of us is to live and grow and walk in love, which means always to experience and to enjoy and to express the love with one another. God, who is love, who has shared the love with us, and is asking us to love one another the way the Lord has loved us. And lastly, the Lord is telling us something which is very difficult. Be ready to make sacrifices. Just like the Lord has made sacrifice of Himself and offered Himself to the Father, the Lord is asking us, if we want to imitate Him, to make at least some sacrifices in our own lives. Through these different ways, my dear brothers and sisters, certainly we would be able to imitate God, imitate Christ.